Good Monday morning, everybody. My name is Crystal Holloman, a digital reporter here at News 10. We're going to take you to Ann Arbor, where University of Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh is speaking with the media ahead of rivalry week. Of course, it is the week of the Michigan-Michigan State game. They will be playing Saturday in East Lansing with a 7:30 kickoff. The Wolverines are coming off a 52-7 trouncing of Indiana to improve to 7-0, while the Spartans dropped a nail-biter at Rutgers, losing 24-27. That was their fourth straight loss. So we're going to hear from Coach Harbaugh right now. A little bit later, we'll hear from Coach Barnett.
That's what we're doing now in preparation in terms of our plan. Then we'll practice it and look to execute it on Saturday.
Jim, where's the line with JJ when in terms of him keeping the ball and running it? What are those? Like he took a pretty big shot. It looked like he liked it Saturday. What's the line with him running the ball? Can he call his own number anytime he wants?
The line. What line are you referring to?
The ability for him to run the ball when he wants to make the call his own number. He can do that at any time.
What plays being called? Those come from the sideline. There are QB-driven plays that we run where the quarterback has an option to hand the ball off or keep and pull the ball. Are you referring to that?
I'm referring to, he took a pretty big shot there.
Scramble, when to scramble, or?
I don't know. It looked like he just
something over the middle.
took a pretty big shot.
Trying to get extra yards.
You guys were up pretty big on Saturday, and
Yeah.
before he lowered his shoulder and went in there. I mean, you're all right with all that?
Am I all right with JJ? Yeah, I am. I think he's. Actually, I feel like I stand corrected from what I said, what I've been saying the last several months, which is I think JJ's a once-in-a-generation quarterback. JJ has shown to be on path to be the best quarterback in Michigan history. And the statistics, I'm sure, speak to that. And the statistic that speaks to it the most is amount of drives. He's had 213 drives. We've scored on 130 of those drives. 96 have been touchdowns, 34 field goals, 61%. So it's really remarkable. There's no statistic that demonstrates the quality of quarterback play more than that statistic in my mind.
Michigan State doesn't have the best record, but they played a lot of teams tough. What do you see from them on film?
And, just to follow up too, and I think going forward, JJ will be the quarterback that all future quarterbacks are compared to. Sorry.
Michigan State doesn't have the best record this year, but they played a lot of teams tough. What do you see from them on film?
Yeah, super tough. As evidence, this past week. I mean, I think it's a tough team. I think Coach Barnett's got them playing really well and got them on the move, and it's for the state championship game. We expect one heck of a football game and get prepared for it.
Chris? You touched on a little bit about what Chris Partridge has done with the linebackers. Can you talk about the impact that he's had on Mike Barrett and his relationship?
Yeah. What can I tell you about Mike Barrett? It's outstanding. His level of play is lights out. He was a guardian of victory in this past game and game ball. But the overall play has just been outstanding. Junior Colson as well. Junior 6 tackles in this game. His level of just consistently good has been tremendous. Chris has had a huge impact on our linebacker group. And he's a great coach. He has a huge impact on special teams as well. Just a great coach and good guy.
We haven't seen Jimmy Rolder. I meant to ask about him last week. Is something wrong with him? Is he banged up?
No, Jimmy's he didn't. He did not. He redshirted did not redshirt last year, and so we have a year that we're really attempting and pulling off. Really is to play Jimmy in the 4 games and get that year back for Jimmy. So a redshirt doesn't have to be just in the freshman year.
On the right, John.
Ben Hall had a nice breakout game on Saturday and led the team in rushing. What has his ascension meant for you guys?
It's been good. I mean, go back to as a mid-year enrollee, spring game. He was tremendous. He's been tremendous. He got slowed up a little bit. Was working through something, but now he's back. You just have to look at him from behind, and the legs, the posterior chain, the quads, the calves, and to understand how he can. There could be a 280, 90-pound guy, on his, jumping on his back to make a tackle, and he continues on for another 3 or 4 yards, but that's how he's able to do it. Tremendous leg strength and drive, and he's got that. He's got the vision, the balance, and the speed and the running instincts to be a real great running back.
On the left, Tony.
Yeah, Jim, last year, when the game ended, clearly a lot of emotion. You had a lot of emotion. You were asked about that a little bit earlier today. Now I wonder, has enough time passed maybe where you set that emotion aside, or I guess, how do you feel?
How do I feel about it?
Going into this thing?
That seems like a long time ago. I like what JJ said maybe last week, or it's a goldfish mentality. So it's onward.
On the left, Ryan.
Jim, since your time there, how much do you think the success on the field in this rivalry has had an impact in recruiting against Michigan State in those head-to-head battles?
I don't know the exact amount. Sure it does. Winning and helps recruiting. I've noticed.
We have a question in the back right at the piano.
So we're a little halfway over the regular season, and of course this is a big rivalry game. So do you give any advice to your players about pressure, if there is any, and how do you remain undefeated going into this game?
Yeah, I mean these are huge games every single week. I mean there's definitely a November mentality. That's when you're in a chase for the championship, you're in a run for the championship. They're decided in November. If you've put yourself in position to be in position. So yeah, when all the leaves are brown and the skies are gray, that's when the championships get decided. But November's here for us. It's here for us now. Playing in this big game, this big rivalry game, this in-state game, this Big Ten game, and then we'll have a bye, and then the rest of our games will be in November. So the time is now.
On the right, Zach.
Blake seems to have really perfected those 1 and 2 yard goal line runs, even when opposing defense is kind of expecting to get the ball. What's he done to be so good at that, and how valuable is that to your goal line offense?
Yeah, I'd say, just look at him from behind as well, that leg drive, that low center of the gravity, that balance, that initial burst too. Like the great ones I've noticed can get up to full speed quicker, just real fast. I would say with Blake, it's either 3 or 4 steps to where his he's up to full speed, and that's you can't get to full speed much faster. I've noticed, and he's able to do it.
On the left, Aaron.
Jim, you praised your assistant coaches on Saturday, talking JJ up from a 30,000-foot view. Is this program as good as it's been since you've been here?
Yeah, I don't think that'd be going out on a limb.
Larry.
What did you think of Hauser, Michigan State's new starting quarterback?
He did some really good things. Was impressed, and very young guy making his first start. It was most impressive performance.
On the left, Isaiah.
Khalil Mullings was out this last week.
Mhm.
Do you have an update on where he's at, and is he going to be available anytime soon, to your knowledge?
Soon.
On the right here, Ryan.
And how much is the understanding of the system, especially in year 3, of the defensive system, contributed to the increase in turnovers? And conversely, obviously the offense kind of going back to, your bread and butter these past 3 years, contributed to the lack of penalties and just, strong execution across the board.
I think, I agree. I think don't argue with that at all. Actually agree that the defensive system has stayed intact. It was brought here, Mike McDonald, but Mike and Jesse, we're at the Ravens together. And then when Jesse came, it was very similar. Not exact. I mean, each have put their own twists on it. Jesse definitely more from a secondary perspective, and I think our secondary is playing, as well as it ever has, or maybe it's on path to be the best we've had. But it's the structure. Many of the calls are the same. There's a simplicity to it that makes it very complicated for the offense, and it allows the players to, really be put in position to be successful. And there's a lot of answers, and so I think that's definitely a contributing factor.
How about on the offense also? I mean, how much does, the stability there, allow the players to kind of maybe hone in on certain things and be able to kind of add more to the arsenal over time and be able to kind of, I guess, modify and maybe improve over the course of that period?
Yeah, I would agree. As pointed out after the Saturday ball game, it's the coaching, the way they work, the collaborativeness, the camaraderie, the leadership by Sharon Moore. Has been consistent, been outstanding, and he's doing that, and he's calling the plays, he's coaching the offensive line, coordinating the offense. I mean, I know that players appreciate it. I appreciate it, and I'm sure the Michigan faithful appreciate it, and we're lucky. He's done a tremendous job.
Alejandro.
Jim, it seemed like the team had some struggles in the college football playoff game playing on a natural surface for the first time all year against TCU. Going into a grass game, do you take any lessons from the TCU game? Do anything differently?
We're going to practice on grass this week, and we've had success on grass. And the last game we lost was on grass.
That's what they always say.
It's about the only thing different to do is not going to be anything different. We're going to prepare to practice on the grass like we've done in the past. I think it's the best we can do.
In the back there.
What do you have to say about this 3-year stretch of playing really solid football?
it's been a happy mission. Thing I've noticed the most, the guys play for each other, and so do the coaches. I mean, I think it'd be any sports team, any sports organization, any business, would probably kill for the kind of culture and vibe that we enjoy on a daily basis.
Got time for two more. We'll start with Chris on the left.
I understand it's about 2023, obviously. When the 24 schedule was announced, did that excite you a little bit? Did you think about it? Or were you still caught up in the moment that you didn't even really give much thought?
Glanced at it, and I couldn't repeat it to you right now. Yeah, it's really seems exciting. Yeah.
Nothing else?
Cool.
In a similar vein, Jim, I know you guys try to take things one game at a time very consistently, but have you thought?
And we kind of take the try out of that. We just do it. We just.
But you are at 996 wins. You're 4 wins away from becoming the first program to hit the millennium mark. Have you given any thought to what that would mean for this program, and is that a motivator for your team?
Yeah, we give that thought. We do give that thought. I mean, if anything's, maybe Brad, when we do our post game or post press conference chat, we'll show you. We keep track of them. We have a big scoreboard up there of the amount of wins. Be happy to show that to y'all. And yeah, things to do, because I mean that's a culmination of 144 years of Michigan football. No team has won more. We'll be the first, to get to 1,000. God willing, and the creek don't rise. And then, what ways to honor that? What ways to celebrate that? I've come up with a lot of ideas, that we want to do. One of them is to I want to get an M ring to every coach that's coached here a certain amount of years. 5 years, maybe 7, maybe. And staff, same thing. Maybe a criteria number. They're here so long, but just so much has been contributed. From Yost to where we are now. That and all in between. There's so many things that make the little hair on my arm stand up. That we want to do. I love gotten some ideas from just different people that I've talked to. I can't take credit for the ideas, but what if? I mean, maybe like in the end zone, Michigan was spelled with a 1G instead of an IG. The M, that's a Roman numeral for 1,000. There'll definitely be a sticker on the helmet. I noticed that. I thought Deion Sanders had a great idea where he gave suits to all the players. I would love to, have a suit with a, Michigan 1,000 on there. I'm sure there'll be lots of T-shirts and memorabilia. Cool stuff. What else we got, Dave? I know your wife's working on it. Just celebration. And hopefully it comes this season. We're working really hard to make that happen. So that is definitely one thing that is causing some nostalgia, for sure. That's huge. That's really big, and so yeah.
All right. Thanks everyone. From Blake Farm.
Thank you.
All right, that was Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh speaking with the media ahead of this Saturday's matchup in East Lansing against the Michigan State Spartans. He was at the end of the there talking about how Michigan is in the hunt for his 1,000th win, which could come very, very soon, and what the school is going to be doing to commemorate that. In just a little bit, we're going to be in East Lansing, where we will hear from Coach Barnett about what Michigan State is doing to prepare for this game. Of course, it will be seen on NBC Saturday night, 7:30 kickoff, right here on WILX. Until then, we will see you later. Thanks for tuning in.